actually did it! Yo, bro reincarnates as the 13th prince and cuts off rich nobility's head. That's a man of the people. So this is a king and shit he knew of when he was alive, but he died doing something and now is reborn as their kid. So by being given things, whether other people or items or places, that's how I've never seen that before. So essentially, if this dude ever becomes king, despite being the 10th prince or whatever, 12th prince, whatever, he would be unstoppable. This could be one of the most busted reincarnation characters, but he's kind of shit out of luck unless he can gain. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Yo, seriously, are we about to witness the best reincarnation story of the modern era? I mean, that's an insane praise, but I gotta be honest, all the weird sus shit that would normally be criticized isn't here, and it's just like legitimately good character writing. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, grab him by the eyes. Show him who's boss. Yo, this kid's a savage. This shit right here is what we call peak. If you got this far in the video, though, you know what to do. Make sure you drop a like, help show your support, subscribe if you're new around here. Patrons is where you're going to catch my full live reactions to all some more. Bunch of new stuff we're watching this season, so you want to check it out if you haven't already. But, listen. We get a lot of isekai, we get a lot of reincarnation. Is this an isekai? No. Will I, at multiple points throughout this season, claim it to be an isekai for easy viewership? Yes. But this is a man who's already been a part of this world, got reborn as the 12th or 13th prince. I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head. But essentially, he's down the ranks in terms of who's getting the throne. But the thing that makes this kid busted and different than a lot of people is its very unique power system. So anytime you get these types of shows, there's something special about your MC. And what makes our MC special is that his stats continuously change over a short amount of time. And what ended up happening in the early stages of this episode was that he had okay looking magic in terms of water. Now, from his point of view, his stats looked very basic. It was all Fs, and then I think his water magic had an E. But what was interesting is there was this bonus, this plus S. Now, why is there a plus S? Well, when he was born, because water magic looked to be his one good stat, he was gifted a piece of land in the kingdom that had like affinity to, water. And what ended up happening was he immediately got boosted. Now, the general people in this world don't know that. He does. But essentially what we know about his powers is that anything, whether it's land, items, or people, anything that is his or belongs to him, so servants who work for him, land that has been given to him, a demon magical sword, it essentially boosts his skills. And the thing that's crazy is his level cap is uncapped. So he has infinite potential with levels. So the general people who observe him over the course of this first episode, every time they look at him, he looks more powerful. For him, he just sees normal looking stats with like an added modifier like plus this, plus that. For them, they see double S, triple S, and they're just saying, how the hell does a newborn already have double S in terms of water magic? But it's because he's given a large plot of land that it just boosts everything. Now, the thing is giving a kid, the ability to essentially be unlimitedly OP. That's one thing. But what sells me on this show is actually the MC's personality. This is unironically one of the most satisfying MCs for this type of show I've seen, and it's only been one episode. And it's because there's so far nothing weird about this show. There's no, hey, you may not like all this weird sus stuff, but the rest of it's good. No, like so far there's just no weird sus stuff. Now, am I setting myself up for expectations that he's going to have a big titty sister who's going to motorboat him? Yes. Why am I setting myself up for that? So it can't shock me or disappoint me. And because it's anime and I just accept that's part of the thing I have to just deal with. But if this show legitimately just turns out to be an MC who just uses his power for good, takes care of the trash who deserves it, we are in for one hell of a power system with an MC who deserves to have the power. So what happens that is like the big kicker of this episode is he does behead corrupt nobility. What ends up happening is his maid basically requests time off, saying, hey, my mother's village flooded, she works in the red light district, and essentially even someone like me, if I go there, I can sell myself and essentially I will be able to help support my mother. Our prince says no. Instead, I will hire your mother, I will pay her an average salary to simply open up the gates. Invents a job for this woman's mother so she doesn't have to, neither one of them has to sell themselves. And the butler is like, okay, master, that's nice of you. Oh, but you also want to buy that land that has just been destroyed, which has no profit, and you're going to use your vast amount of wealth. Oh, but not just that, we're also going to sell the gift that your father gave you, which is a large plot of land, to have the capital to do this. That will get you exiled probably. And bro says, yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. And what's so hilarious is when he learns just the fact that the noble who's supposed to be like supplying proper food isn't. He says, bitch, summons demonic sword and immediately beheads. There's no bait, there's no switch. Bro just straight up kills this man. And it's so great because no one realizes in this moment he's the prince. It's just some random beggar with a giant sword cutting down the most powerful people. And the satisfaction I got when everyone just starts bowing because they realize, and the funny thing too, is that all the general people, all the poor people just immediately are like, hip hip hooray, that's the prince. Just boosting his power all the more. This kid did not come across as edgy. This kid did not come across as overly perverted. This kid didn't come across as all of the things you normally have to deal with when watching a cool show like this. Instead, a power system I can't remember seeing in anime. I've seen things that are similar in video games, but in anime, I can't recall in the past decade something exactly like this. Very unique power system. An MC who just comes across as a really genuine guy, and the way his genuineness builds, because this is something that's always interesting with nobility stories. Having 1,000 people who don't follow you because you pay them to, and just generally love and support you, is much more beneficial than having 100 guards who follow you because you pay their bills. You can't buy loyalty. The things he's going to build is going to be insane. Now, his brother, the second prince, I think what his plan is he's trying to use his younger brother to become the first prince. Now, whether or not that means he's going to kill the first prince to become the first prince, or he'll just have enough support with the younger brother that basically makes him more of a suited heir for the throne, I do think eventually it will bite him in the ass and some 13th prince will end up on the throne instead, but he does have enough red flags that makes me think that's his end plan, you know what I mean? Either way, this show's fucking amazing. Like, just actually great. And there's a lot of shows this season that you're going to look at and you'll say, Brandon, how could a show Noble Reincarnation? That's the most... These names, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You actually have to try. I went in with an open mind thinking this could be some fun, enjoyable trash, and I'm coming out saying the writing's actually great. And watch Reddit and the like continue to say, oh, it's just a mediocre show, but it's all right, because they don't actually know what good writing is. I prove it every fucking season. This show's actually great and you should watch it. Peak Reincarnation. Could it add generic stuff down the line? Yes. Do I expect it to? Probably. But if I'm judging things based on what I've seen, literally 0 red flags. That bastard deserved it. Using your power and wealth for a just cause. You'll love to see it. Thoughts down below. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe. If you're new around here, and Patreon is where you're going to catch my full live reaction to this and everything we're going to be watching this season, which, like I said, is going to be a lot. Also helps fund the channel, which is why I love to give video shoutouts to my patrons, because without them, you wouldn't see these YouTube videos at all. So today we got Kristen Almanza, Dread Chan, Ryan Tabor, Lone Wolf, Ross Lingard, Anime X, QRRT, and DL Pulver. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.